This poem is not about my grandfather's death. I was standing by my car at night, just off the Arkansas 540 highway, smoking a little bit of weed, barely concealed from the traffic by some overgrown grass. A friend and I watched the Perseid meteor shower, and a streak of fire blasted across the sky in a crooked wave of orange. Then a dog ran toward us barking, and we, chest thumping with paranoia, drove off as if we were fleeing an empty backwoods crime scene. This poem is not about great genius. It's not about failing to fall in love. When I was young, everyone told me to keep my eye on the ball, but I was so blind I couldn't even see it flying at me, so I would clench my whole face shut, swing my bat into the darkness, and even though I almost always missed, there were times behind my eyelids in the summer park, I could feel the bat wildly smashing against the ball. It darted off like a misfired bullet. I'd open up my eyes and run until I ran out of breath. Usually tagged out before I got to second base, kind of like my first kiss. This poem was never about listening to your favorite music on a long car ride, staring out the window, the ground being chewed up underneath you. I grew up outside of town. It was 30 minutes to the grocery store, a mile and a half down a dirt road to the only gas station, and a 15-minute bike ride to my closest neighbor's house. We hung our laundry out on the line, and if it rained that night, we wore the same dirty clothes to school again. We burned our trash in a barrel like cavemen. We only had 3 channels on television and no remote control, so if we wanted to change it, I had to go outside, rotate the damn crooked antenna, clamp to the side of the trailer. I read book after book. I love learning how new words fill my mouth like a swollen tongue. This poem is not about a lot of things, but mostly it's not about father-son relationships or learning to become a man or even making love to the most beautiful woman, so I guess I'm sorry it's not what it's supposed to be. A child trying to tune in the television signal of his parents' love, a young couple coming of age to the make-out soundtrack of their favorite 80s movie, or not even my grandfather. Carving wooden toy trains all day, staring out the window, telling his favorite war stories, smoke and sawdust on his breath, the wicked emphysema crawling through his lungs as he falls asleep to his favorite westerns, the last drop of morphine on his tongue. This poem is about running through overgrown fields with the bat in my hand, swinging blindly at meteors. It's burning our filthy clothes in the middle of nowhere, gazing into the fire like cavemen, trying to swell our tongues into a new word for tranquility. For some reason, it almost always sounds like loneliness. It's how I should never even think about the past until I'm forced to realize I will never be the person that I thought that I was supposed to become. He's only a story I like to make up while I'm smoking some weed, driving through the desert face first into the western sun, and finally standing here with you in the backwoods of my own memory. It becomes a poem. A dumbfounded self staring into the aging mirror of his empty hands. It's almost about anything.